Welcome, everybody, to the All Facts Podcast. This is your host, yourself, and today we're gonna be talking about 10 ways to know if she's only marrying you for your money. We live in some crazy times, fellas. This is some crazy times right now. A lot of these women, you know what I'm saying, are out for the monetized part. I think the key to this whole thing, fellas, is to understand that women are still attracted to you. I I think that you should understand that the more that they're attracted to you, the less they'll monetize your relationship with them. I mean that in this way. Could look at it like this. The more that she wants to be with you because of how attracted she is to you sexually, or how attracted she is to you mentally, or how attracted she is uh spiritually, the more that she will be willing to not monetize your relationship as far as money. She's not gonna want you to trick off with her if she likes you. Bottom line, I think a lot of men nowadays, they think that all they need is money. Nah, these women is just like us. If you're dealing with a woman that you're not sexually desiring, you're not gonna give her as much leeway as you would is it if she's sexually, if you want to be with her sexually, or if you're attracted to her in any type of way. You can go on a date with a woman, and if you're sexually attracted to her, she could be on her phone the whole time. Now, not me, and not hopefully not most of my G's, but unfortunately, these simp brothers, I'm not gonna use profanity like I want. I'm not gonna use my mouth the way I want to, because you know, it's not been long enough into this podcast, and these YouTube people are going to mess my algorithm up. But a lot of these brothers make it bad for us real dudes by simping. And a lot of these simps will sit up there and let this woman be on her phone and texting and doing everything other than paying you attention while they sitting with you to eat, and then expect you to pay the whole bill, and expect you not to, take them home at night after the thing, and want you to eat at, something more than Red Lobster, whatever that may be. You could pick it, Jimmy Choo's, whatever you want to pick. I don't know these expensive restaurants because I don't frequent them. For the most part, I cook for myself, so I don't frequent these expensive restaurants. But if a woman likes you, she wants to be with you, she's attracted to you, you know, you can get her a sub. You can go to the corner store and get her a beef patty, and that'll be enough for her. It just all depends on how attracted she is to you. That's basically all that matters. But a lot of these dudes think that, you know, if they got a lot of money, they driving the best cars, they driving the best cars, like I said, they wearing the best clothes, they got their teeth done, they got the jewelry on, they got the real nice house for these chicks. They believe that that's enough. When the chick might think you too short, she might think you too fat, she might think you too skinny, she might think you too tall, she might think you too dark, she might not think you light enough. I heard these women saying that I was crazy to him, saying they don't want no man with waves. You might be too masculine for a woman. She might want a sweet dude. A lot of these girls sit up there and they say, they want this hard dude, but they might want a sweet dude. I don't know what these women be wanting, but all I know is the more she's attracted to you, the less you're gonna have to put out and pay. So just know that going in. So let's start with we're gonna start with number 10 and work our way down to number one. Number 10, she doesn't have her own money. When you meet her, you trying to play Mr. Save-A-Ho, and you meeting this, this dirty chick on the street, and she bad to you. And you like, oh, you see her at the bus stop with a bow leg stance. You pull up in the new Benz or the new Beamer or the new Tesla, whatever you might have the Tesla truck, whatever you got. And you want to pull in to this project chick and think you're gonna impress her. She gonna hop in that joint and rip you a new one. Like I said, I'm trying to be, I'm trying not to curse and all that. So the first thing is she don't got her own money and you know it. Or she has a job that pays less than 100,000 and she's looking to level up with somebody that getting paid, I don't know, 250,000 a year. She trying to level herself up to your level, get what you want, and then get in your crowd, steal that away from you, and leave you in the dust. That's what she gonna do. She gonna use you. You gonna level her up. You gonna have her buying things she ain't used to buying. You gonna have her meeting people she ain't used to meeting, and she gonna find somebody in your circle and leave you for them. That's what she gonna do. Another thing that you can tell, she's been married before and divorced by a man that's making more than $100,000 or 100,000 or more. She's been married and divorced to this dude. She's telling you, I got married. I've been married, and you asking her, how'd you make your money? No, I made it in a divorce. I got this house in a divorce. I got this cars in a divorce. This dude paying me mad child support. She telling you straight up. And now you is the special one that she gonna be with. You way better than the one she was with. Your penis is bigger. You more sexy than he was, or whatever it is, and you way better of a man than me, and I'm gonna be way more better of a woman to you. And I want to marry you. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, she just trying to level up again. See, most of these women, what they trying to do is they setting up a long-term business arrangement where they're gonna collect residuals in they older age. That's basically what they trying to set up. They marrying you to ensure that they good. Like in some states and in some cases, these women get alimony forever. I mean, it goes on forever in a lot of cases, depending. And if you marry a woman with no prenup, and we're gonna get to that, you really in trouble. And I've heard in cases where they can supersede the prenup, especially if you get sick. If you get sick, you're in trouble. They're gonna sit up there and they're gonna get power of attorney and they're gonna overturn that prenup. So it's a lot of things that come with that. These chicks be trying to come up. All right, so we on number 8 now. She comes from a broken home, yet she pushes being married and having children. A broken home means that she didn't have her father in her life. Either that or her mother abandoned her. In either case, that's what makes the home broken. Now, in order to live a married life, being married is not easy. Take it from a man of myself that been married twice. Both marriages failed. I'm on my second divorce. It's not full yet, but that marriage is pretty much over as far as I'm concerned. It's in God's hands at this point. But take it from myself. Marriage is tough. First marriage I was in was around 7 years. Second marriage I was in was 15 years. I've known people to get divorced after 25 years, 30 years. All of a sudden, a woman turn her neck and she like, I'm done with you. I want to do something else. So that being said, marriage is a thing nowadays. First of all, let's be clear. I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm really not trying to have nothing negative in this on this podcast. But in my opinion, I don't believe you should get married now in this day and time. In this day and time, we live in with this feminist movement, the homosexual movement, and social media, and this free for all sexual movement. I don't believe I believe that it's way too many options for a man and a woman now, and in my opinion, I don't believe that it's any benefit whatsoever in for a man to be married. There's no benefit at all for a man to be married, and all benefit lies with the woman. So in that case, for a man, now I'm talking about a man that has established himself, that is working for himself, that is respected by his peers, that a man that has a network of people in which he's providing for other men and other women, and because they're working for him, and his business is flourishing in a way where it's providing people with economic opportunities. In this case, and I think in all cases, let's be clear, a man shouldn't get married to a woman if he hasn't been married to her already and she supported him all the way through his journey, all the way up. I believe it's too much of a risk for him to get married. So if a woman is saying that she wants to marry you, and you know you've done your research, she comes from a broken home. She never had no father in the house. She never had, her mom abandoned her, or she didn't have a family background. That's a red flag right there, fellas. Big red flag. So now we on to number 7. And that's straight up. Now, this goes back to the broken home thing, but you can be raised without a father figure, because my number 7 is she didn't have a father figure. You could have a father in the home and he's not there also. You could have a father, that you've known, but he could be on drugs. He could work extensively and not be in the home. He could be a womanizer. He could be living more than one life outside the home. For whatever reason, a woman does not have a father figure. And she doesn't have a father to actually groom her to be a young woman. If she doesn't have that, and you see that, fellas, you see that she doesn't have a real father figure, or she has a father in her home and her father is not a father figure. Red flag, fellas. Red flag. Another one. We on number 6. Number 6. Big one. Her mother is her best friend and stay in her business. Oh, we don't want this. I think with the mother, I think we're gonna add a best friend in there too. If she got a best friend that's in her business, that's in her relationships, that's dictating what she should and shouldn't be doing in the relationship, and that you have to prove to the mother or you have to prove to the friend that you're worthy of this woman that you're supposed to be with. Oh no. Run from that. Run from that. You ain't never gonna be happy in that situation. You're never gonna be happy in that situation because it's gonna be hard enough for you to step up to the plate and please the woman that you with without her moving the goalpost, rather than having a woman that don't got a mind of her own to think and having somebody else move the goalpost for them, and they could be straight up jealous of your situation and want to sabotage a relationship. You don't want to put that type of power in somebody else's hands that you're not in control of, fellas. Now I'm talking to the men I'm talking to at this point are the so-called high value men. I'm talking about you, fellas. I'm talking about the men that got everything and you lonely as hell. I all y'all men know we get money, and when we get money, it's lonely. It's lonely at the top. That's one thing you find out. One thing a lot of these broke people don't understand. And listen, man. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm a square dude at this point in my life. I ain't doing nothing to break the law. I don't even steal cable. So I'm a broke nigga. I'm able to take care of myself, but I can't have these finer things in life. I don't have the freedom that I want. I still gotta wake up and work a job. That's why it's hard for me to do this podcast. It's hard for me to do this podcast because I gotta balance, my job with this podcast. Now I gave myself 5 years to work this job. And the reason why I took the job is because I felt like hustling was too volatile. I went from, hustling in the street, breaking the law, to getting a little bit too old to do time, to being a barber for 20 years and hustling in that barbershop, to getting my second marriage and finding out that the barbershop just wasn't stable enough for me. And we went through the pandemic. And the pandemic really, really shut the me down with as far as a barber thing. And I had to go out and get a job. That being said, I knew when I got that job, I knew I was being a sucker. I knew I was basically issuing myself back into slavery. But I was willing to do that because I'm a man. And being a man means that you got to suck it up. You got to do what you got to do, not what you want to do all the time. So I'm saying that to say, I ain't no rich dude. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get back there. I've been rich before. I take that back. I ain't been rich because if you get money in the street, you ain't rich. You a slave, just like working for somebody. Unless you cartel, even if you running a cartel and you Griselda Blanco, you still on borrowed time. So I never seen no real money from no businesses or nothing like that. So I'm a broke nigga like everybody else. But I'm talking to you dudes that's not broke. I'm talking to you dudes that have established a business, especially my black men. I wish y'all all the best because we need more of y'all, especially the ones that's haven't sold a soul, so to speak, to get there. Like these athletes and these actors and these rappers. And I think we all know what it means to sell your soul. You don't want to tap that backyard and take your manhood in order for you to see this money and show your fealty to these people, to be on their platforms and to accept their awards. We ain't talking about them people. I'm talking about the real G's that really grinded from nothing. They own the barbershops in Atlanta somewhere, or New York City, or in Vegas. They own the car washes. They own the beauty salons. They own the detailing places, the car washes. the cleaning businesses. They own the clubs. I'm talking about you men. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about y'all. I know it's lonely up there at the top. It ain't nobody you could trust. And you want a woman that's gonna be there for you. But you gotta be slow. You gotta be slow when it comes to this. So now we at number 5 now. We halfway through this. She can't cook, don't clean, but she dresses with all the best. Like these two. These two is comical up here. You know, not for nothing. This video is pretty good. Y'all check it out. This is Sexy Red new video. And these two is too much. Get that coochie stretched. Get that coochie stretched. You know, they comical. They comical. But I think this goes to show how far the programming is gone. You know, we go from the free lunch program with the Black Panthers and the afro and the hand up with the fist balled up, holding your man down in the struggle, to, I guess we're gonna say, Lil Kim. No, we're gonna take it back to MC Light, who was my favorite, who ended up being she ended up being a dyke, but I love her. I love her to death. But then we take it to her, then we move on to Latifah, who ended up being another dyke, who I love to death. UNITY. UNITY, that's the unity. You know, that was my joint. That was my joint. We take it even before them to the real Roxanne Shante. That was before MC Light. We take it back to Shante, who was a girl's girl. We moved on. And then it started to move on to, you remember, I don't know if y'all remember Boss. I'm probably a little older, you know, but they had the girl Boss. Then I don't know if y'all remember Aaliyah when she first came out. She had she looked like a little boy too. You know what I'm saying? She had the man look on her. The tough look with the denim jeans and the sunglasses and the bandanas and all of that. And then we moved on to Little Kim and Foxy, who I love the most. I remember when I first found out, I bet this dude a couple $100. It was something like that. She was writing her own lyrics. This is way back before Google and all that. And we went back on the album cover and we looked at the credits on the album cover, and I forgot who the name was. They had it was written by and that was the joint that she had when she was talking about man, it was one of the joints. I can't remember what the name of the joint was, but it was like one of my favorite Foxy joints. And I found out she wasn't writing, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart, but she was so dope. Fox was dope. Lil Kim, listen, man. I'm gonna say something that's real controversial. This is off subject. I think Lil Kim was better than Jay-Z. I know that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't better than Big, but she was better than Jay-Z. Like, I love Jay-Z. Don't get me wrong, but Jay-Z is not in my top 5. He's not. You know, as far as the things that he was able to do in hip hop, the way he was able to parlay, you know, he's number 1. But as far as lyricism, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Kim, she was way more versatile than him. She was more colorful than he was. And I believe that she was just as influential as he was as far as the hits is concerned. She influenced this. I mean, she spawned what we seeing right here. So then we moved on as far as these rappers is concerned, these female rappers. Then we moved on, and now we here. We in the feminist movement. We in the homosexual movement. We in the destruction of the family, which was my last video. Like I said, this is number 2. We on video number 2. I'm gonna get better as we go. Y'all gonna see. I'm gonna leave these videos up. My first video only got 3 likes, including my own, not even 3 likes. I think 3 views, including my own view. 2 more people seen it. I was happy for that. I'm gonna get better. We, like I said, we're gonna see about 500. I'm gonna leave all these videos up so I can see my progression as time go. We're gonna see. But so now we here. So these women here are part of this generation that I'm trying to protect you fellas from. So now let's get back to this. So she can't cook. She can't clean. She don't clean. You go to the house toe up. She got a mattress on the floor. Mattress gangrene from mold and mildew being on the floor. She got hair pieces all over the place. She got trash filled up, dishes in the sink. She ain't cooked nothing but got mad dishes. You seeing nothing but Burger King and McDonald's and beer bottles and Philly guts all over the place. They ain't Philly guts no more. You seeing entourages and I don't know. I don't smoke no more, so I don't know all of these things like that no more. But you seeing all of this stuff. She smokes cigarettes and all the rest of that, but she fresh. She looked like them. She got the jewelry on. She got all the latest Louis on. She got all the latest. She got the illest shoes on. Keep her nails done. These nails that these girls got, they're expensive too. $300 to $500 for them nails, and that's not including the toes. $300 to $500 for them nails these girls got on. Them wigs, crazy expensive. You know, getting your hair colored and all that is crazy expensive. You know, we talking a lot of bread. But you know, they got their baby. They got their 2 babies staying with Nana. You know what I'm saying? Steer clear of them. Steer clear of them. I think that's pretty obvious. Let's boil this down. And wrap this on up. Now, number 4, they push marriage early in the relationship. Within the first year, they're already pushing marriage. They're already telling you, you know, I want to get married. I want to have kids. You know, my biological clock is ticking. Time is moving. We got to hurry up and get married. Slow the hold down, man. Slow the hold down. Listen, fellas. Women respect men with options. Soon as this chick start acting up, put her on punishment fast. And if she don't like putting on punishment, put the guillotine to that neck. Cut her totally off. Leave in the dust. Don't stop saving these hoes. They only gonna respect you if you got options and you don't let them manipulate you. If a woman see that she can actually manipulate you, she could never respect you. Because bottom line, what these chicks want is to be protected. So how can she trust you to be protected? I mean, for you to actually protect her, if you can't even sense when she with the bullshit. If you can't sense that, then how you gonna sense when somebody else is trying to come with it? How you gonna keep off another woman from, you know, getting you to turn your neck for them. If you gonna fall for anything. She on the phone texting, and you say, yo, let me see your phone. And she like, nah, I ain't talking to nobody. She give you some lame excuse, but you feel it deep down inside. She's doing something sideways. Never, never, never try to keep peace to keep from disorder. Don't do it. Don't keep peace. Cut the chick off. Let it be known. She, her timing ain't right. She lying about something little. Don't fall for this. If she ever see that she can manipulate you, she won't respect you. She will not respect you. And never, never, never. Number 3, allow her to give you an ultimatum. Either we gonna get married or we gonna stop. We gonna stop being together. That's it. Cut her off immediately. I'm all set. See, now listen, fellas, you're not gonna do that if you dependent on her for anything. If you living in her house, if that's your baby mother, or if that's your wife, and you need her money to pay half of that mortgage, half of that bill, half of that rent, you can't really afford to stay on your own, you gonna be compromising. You're gonna be compromising. As soon as you start compromising, she's gonna lose respect for you. He's going to have another penis down her throat. That's just the way this game is played. Women cheat more than men nowadays, especially black men. And we got to remember, like, there's more than 50% of men are homosexuals now. So I don't know if that really has anything to do with it, but these women's options are not what they used to be. So, but they have this delusional thing of they can have whatever they want on social media. So remember, I'm saying that to say, you are the prize, fellas. You are the prize. It's not the woman. It's not the woman. She's insecure. Look at these two. And I'm not bullying. It is what it is. It's just my opinion. As soon as you see a chick with a tattoo on her face, or you see a man with a tattoo on his face, know that there is something psychologically wrong there. If tattoos are a main sign of telling when something is psychologically unstable, because there's no real reason to tattoo yourself. I mean, from afar, can you tell what's on her face? It looks like a burn. It looks like some type of a scar. If she was born with that, she'll be cursing God. She was born with those on her face, all on herself. That's sensing a psychological problem. So you got to understand that you have to make these chicks respect you by not allowing them to manipulate you, and by not allowing them to pull you outside of your nature, out your own box, because they are flawed. They're flawed because they're insecure. They're flawed because they're afraid of not being accepted. They're flawed because they're afraid of being alone. And they're flawed because they're confused. And all of these things boil up together over time. And they begin to get delusional, because any man will swipe. They can get a man no matter what they is, because we all know what men are. So they become delusional. So they running through a whole bunch of different men, and a lot of men simp up, and they think you're gonna be the simp. But if you one of the simps, they not gonna respect you. So don't let them give you no daggone ultimatum. That's totally out. So now we getting down to the good part. she's not religious. Marriage is a spiritual bond. Sex is a physical bond. The sex, all relationships start with a mental attraction first. You don't start off, you gotta see and imagine before you get on a physical level. You have to. Even if it's a one night stand, even if it's right now, it has to be seen and imagined before it can actually happen. So the imagination is based in your spirit. How you feel is how you think. So if the woman is not religious, now, like I was raised Christian. I said before, I feel as though I should have been raised as a Jew because I have Jewish moral structure. I come from Christianity, and I also believe that Jesus died for our sins. So that's one thing that Jews don't believe, is that Jesus was the Messiah. So that's what differentiates me from Jews, and that's what will always differentiate me from Jews. So if I was to marry a Jewish woman, guess what? We would conflict on that one matter. This would be the same thing as if I was to marry a Muslim and she believed that Muhammad was the messenger. And I believed that Jesus is the Son of God and he is the only messenger. How could that relationship, when it comes to the base, we all were raised with these religions. Or if, say a woman had no religion and she was raised, we'll say she was in a foster care system or something of that nature. And because she was in a foster care system, she was never raised with any type of moral integrity. So she may be, I don't know, we'll say she's a Catholic, but she's not agnostic, meaning that's her faith, but it really doesn't mean anything. She doesn't really believe in God. She doesn't have a relationship with God. She don't even have a name for God. I don't believe that the Catholics have a name for God. And if it does, I don't know it. My name for God is Yahweh, Jehovah. The name for God for the Muslims is Allah. I don't know what the Catholic name for God is. Maybe they believe in Mary. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have that spiritual bond, you can never be married. Let's be totally clear. You can never be married. So if she's not religious and she wants to be married, she's probably planning a divorce. If you men don't believe that these women target you for divorce and not marriage, you targeting her for marriage, she's targeting you for divorce. Gotta watch out, fellas. Gotta watch out. So where we at now? Uh, okay, so that's number 2. So now we at number 1. Number 1. What y'all think number 1 is? Number 1 is you can't even speak of a prenup without it being a problem. She looks at a prenup as being, oh, you don't trust me. She look at a prenup like, oh, it's not romantic. And she gets you to marry her with no prenup, like Shaq and all these other dudes that get married with no prenup. I don't know if Scottie Pippen had a prenup either. But I'm sure, excuse me, fella, excuse me. I'm sure Steve Harvey probably didn't have a prenup neither, because he's another weakling that the media wants you to follow. But she has, anytime you bring up prenup, it's a big giant argument. It's a big knockdown drag out. She targets you for divorce, my man. She's targeting you for divorce. She is targeting you for divorce. So that wraps up the top 10. And I think I'm going to add something. She has no traditional values at all. She don't know what tradition is. She's planning a wedding. She wants to throw rice at the wedding, but she don't know where throwing rice comes from. She wants to throw the bouquet at the wedding. She wants to have you take the garter off and do all of these traditional things that they do in a wedding, but she doesn't understand why she's doing them. She just wants to be part of the wedding. Now, she wants that wedding to be traditional, but she's not a traditional woman, meaning that she does not know her role in this marriage. Then what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you getting married? Why are you getting married? What are you doing? So I think I'm gonna wrap this video on up. And I'm gonna say shalom to everybody. I am launching this new product. Well, it's a new product. It's a product line. It's called Kofa Self Skincare. We're gonna start off with Self Royalty Oil. It has patchouli, geranium, neem oil, jojoba, hemp seed, and cold press olive oil. It smells so good that you could rub it on your whole body and not ever have to use deodorant. I've literally not used deodorant for the last 2 years while I've been developing this product. We will also come out with a soap line. We will also come out with bath bombs, candles, and I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. I even got some toothpaste lined up. So that's coming soon. I still haven't totally I still haven't totally gotten it ready for production at this point. Still dragging my feet with a lot of stuff that I'm going through at home, and I'm still working a regular job, but I'm getting there. So I'm gonna say shalom. I'm gonna say goodbye and good evening. Peace.